This is 17-year-old Sharon Chelengat, who was found gang raped and left with a fractured skull, broken bones, blood oozing from her nose, ears, mouth, and private parts, only meters away from the local police station in Bomet County. Now, you're obviously wondering, what happened to Sharon, and who would do this to a 17-year-old girl? Now, on the night of February 18, 2024, Sharon was walking home from a dinner at a relative's house in Bomet County. She was then abducted by a group of more than three men and brutally gang raped, with the men allegedly inserting foreign objects in her private parts before leaving her for dead in the busy area of Silibwet Trading Center. Now, what's interesting is that all this happened in one of the busiest areas in town. This also happened right next to a police station. So the question became, how did no one hear Sharon's screams for help? And if they did, why didn't they help her? Now, help for Sharon did arrive, but sadly, this was only after the brutal assault had taken place. She was found unconscious by locals and rushed to Tenwek Hospital, where she would not be admitted nor treated for the next 6 hours, as her parents couldn't come up with the 500 shillings needed to admit her to the hospital and the 3,000 shillings needed to treat her wounds following the brutal assault. Sharon would stay in an unconscious state for the next 6 hours as she waited for her family to come up with the money. After help from relatives and community members, Sharon was finally admitted. However, sadly, after 10 days battling with her wounds, she succumbed to her injuries and passed, leaving Sharon's family not only with the grief of losing their 17-year-old child, but with a hospital bill of 700,000, which led to her body being held by the mortuary and her funeral being delayed by over a week. Sharon's mother, Jacqueline, not having any other alternative to come up with the 700,000, pleaded with members of the community to help her raise the minimum required to release her daughter's body for the burial. The community was able to raise a substantial amount, leaving her family with the remaining balance of 350,000 Kenyan shillings as of February. Sharon was put to rest, however, unfortunately, her perpetrators remained unknown as of February. Now, 17-year-old Sharon's case is sadly not one told in isolation. The rape, sexual assault, and overall violence against women shares a symbiotic relationship with the state of Kenya. With the recent case of a woman being gang raped by seven men and having the incident filmed and circulated all over social media, the continued dehumanization of women in Kenya and all across Africa remains a stark reminder that the African Union Vision 2063 of the Africa we want can never be realized if the power of an approximate 50.14% of the continent's population remains not just marginalized, but at the continued risk of violence and potential death. In the words of the former Secretary General of the United Nations, Kofi Annan, there is no tool for development more effective than the empowerment of women.